three.
And he continues with his hot shooting, the aggressiveness of Mr. Hart.
And that was an open look, a step-in jumper. That's what they've done best of late in the season.
It's the biggest deficit that Carolina has faced this entire tournament.
And once again, Johnson, because of the front end, here's the lob. That's the difference.
Johnson's on the board and a big one. And he nails the three. He hit 4 out of 6.
And how many times have we seen Ochefu setting the table for a shooter?
Booth gave him a big performance against Oklahoma off the bench to help make that a route. And look at, again, they find Johnson to the rim, though. Hart in the right spot. Jenkins says, I'll give it another go. And twice he was short. Barry. Leave it up. And Johnson is able to deliver the 1-06.
Grant didn't say Lalon Kruger. I think he remembered the game.
I would think. Page. Little head fake.
Nice
flip.
Pass.
And he does some great
right there.
Here's Jackson giving it up to Hicks. Put back by Johnson.
What a timeout. In the area where he's going to take away that pass across the top.
Carolina's trolled back into it. A 10-3 stretch. Got it down low. Johnson makes it home. And it's down to 1.
The rim on that particular play, thrown behind, not a logical decision.
Coach, we talked about attacking the zone, not settling. That sweet spot right in the free throw line.
Right there, you got it.
Here's Johnson.
He makes tough shots, Jim.
Yeah, with
same romance.
You know you're a shooter when you get a touch like that.
Freshman's first shot at a Final Four is one of the great bounces you'll ever see.
He's active in the middle of that zone. You'll see him block some shots. They're looking for the lob. And then that's live.
Oh, and he tapped it right in.
Ooh, got a piece
right there, Barry attacking it off the dribble. Maybe they should do more of that.
Britt. Followed up by Johnson.
The ability to get hot, nice pass.
Meeks.
Nice. Wow. He comes up with it.
Johnson.
What an adjustment.
Their defense, how they stepped it up, has been amazing.
If you're looking for Jim Boeheim to come out of this zone, it will only be for a press.
You think we might see the press?
Shot.
Same shot.
Swisher.
Sir, because you got to find Richardson.
Leiden.
Can't fade away on that one.
Henson puts it down low, and Brice is.
North Carolina throttled Notre Dame. Here we go. The final Elite Eight matchup, and the tip is controlled by North Carolina. Away we go. One more slot remaining at the Final Four in Houston. And right away they get it inside to Brice Johnson, and he scores. Kentucky. Beacham as the sixth man, only averaged just shy of 6 points a game. He's given him a lot of production this year.
Well, you talk about that run. He only had 4 total points last year in the tournament. He is leading the Irish in scoring this year.
As Johnson, very an excellent point guard, the sophomore. James inside. The lefty can't get it to go. Brice Johnson wrestles it out of the hands of August. One more entry, and will it be Roy Williams and the Tar Heels, or the Fighting Irish? Three-pointer missed. Johnson, the offensive board, and a putback at the tournament. But they decided to, in practice, as Colson goes to the hole, can't get it to go. Notre Dame decided in practice to operate on an 18-second shot clock just to get a little more rhythm and tempo.
That's pretty good.
The Philly native, Steve Vastoria. So happy to be home. He's got about 30 tickets out here today for this matchup. Turn around to Brice Johnson.
Nothing he can do, Demetrius Jackson. And nice footwork in the paint. Point guards playing down there in the paint.
Shooting has been spectacular in this game so far. Johnson again and feeling it. Is out of TOs the rest of the way. Sensing a big moment with Notre Dame on defense. And Carolina up 9. Pushed their lead to 11. It has been their largest lead of the game.
They're going to this 2-3 zone. Trying to buy some time. If Carolina can knock shots down, it'll force Notre Dame back into man-to-man.
Johnson, big basket for the Irish.
Roy Williams wanted that possession, B.A.
Even with a knee brace on, he's getting in his defensive stance. His two hobbled coaches trying to stay upright.
The Irish won't go away.
Johnson, too easy for him. He just elevated. North Carolina has 42 of their 77 points in the paint. They've scored 12 on mid-range jumpers. And Johnson has most of those. They've scored 12 on three-pointers, and the other 11 coming at the free throw line. So it's balanced, but it's in the paint more than anything else. So there's a mid-range from.
It's like that. That's all Thomas Bryant's hand.
Yeah, good call there. New shot clock. Not that the shot clock's going to come into play much here tonight. Bryce Johnson goes strong, drops his shoulder and delivers. The Irish of Notre Dame. They played that thriller against Kentucky last year at Cleveland.
OG Anunoby is checking Marcus Page. John Crean going with some size versus Marcus Page.
Page right to Johnson. He's fouled. Count the basket.
Little dribble drive action.
And Farrell fires up a three. Boy, he missed badly.
Didn't have it in his hands when he shot the basketball. Was still fumbling.
Page and Britt. Johnson up high. Theo Pinson. And going up top of the alley-oop. Hartman right in the hands of Theo Pinson.
Big Yogi has to be aggressive and take that shot. Take that first look at that three.
15-point Carolina lead. This is a team that was tied with Providence 5 minutes into the second half in their second round game at 41, and then they hung 83 on Providence as Johnson goes to the hole and one. At the three and hits. If you're Notre Dame here, you can hang your hat on the fact that you beat North Carolina in South Bend in February. However, in the ACC tournament, North Carolina blitzed the Irish. A 31-point victory on March 11th at the ACC tournament in D.C.
The Carolina Blue are here tonight.
Tapped up in by Chris Dunn.
You can't guard that.
There's the other way, the ACC regular season and tournament champions into the sixth. Bento with a three.
I mean, how do you guard this guy? And that's with Johnson guarding him as well.
Reggie, if he's going to make threes, I don't think you can.
Page, Berry. Bullock will defend Brice Johnson. Or try to.
Job.
7 points and a couple rebounds. Bento will drive and force the issue. Pinson, who is defending, has the rebound. 7 consecutive misses for them. Look at growing up in Tomball, Texas. He is the #1 recruit in that category. Johnson. Carolina with a 6-0 run. A three by Edwards. Or make it by Lindsey. Picked up by Page. He's off to the races.
And with Providence, you need to have timely threes from someone else. What a move there by Johnson.
Page.
They cannot buy a basket from downtown.
But we're too shooting the ball from downtown. They've done a nice job covering up Bento and Dunn for the most part. They're the guys who've made the outside shots.
Brice Johnson. Candid triple is in.
Like that.
On cue.
There you go.
Thank you, Christian.
We are on True TV right now with the other game is over. As they go behind.
I like Simmons versus James down low.
Now they go inside with the slam.
One possession game. Make it two. It is a one possession game through 16 minutes.
6-0 run by Florida Gulf Coast. After that 2-ball right there. 3 in the game now for DuBose.
I like the pressure here by Nickel, but if you're Roy Williams, you're going to have to exploit Hicks down low against Nickel.
I get for North Carolina, the ball's got to go inside.
Here comes Johnson. And he got it to go.
Early Dickinson, but only 1 of 10 from the free throw line.
Good position by Johnson. Missed the first and got the second. It's picked up. Berry. Here comes Johnson. Tap-in try. No by Berry. Picked up. Brice Johnson. 7.5 to go. Freshman tries to work in.
That's number
That
6.
is his number 7. That is a career high. They've given him one other that we had not counted.
Oh, I'm shortchanging him.
He's getting inside and scooping it up.
Needs a hesitation and a drive. Brice Johnson with the flush.
Strong rebound, averaging better than 10 boards per game.
North Carolina coming down, looking to get into their secondary break. What makes their secondary break so difficult to guard is the threat of the primary break.
Needs to Johnson. 4-0 Carolina.
Hill just gets right into your body and takes up that space that a defender can use to block or change a shot.
Page the split, finds the cutting Johnson. That's beautiful.
Have been very effective.
Parentis misses the three.
Good job by Brice Johnson to run the floor, drag the defense.
And the finish, the assist to Barry. Carolina for a switch, but they couldn't get it done. Brogdon misses the three. Boy, Carolina was not aligned to the way they wanted to be. What a finish by Johnson. What a pass.
A North Carolina defender off of the floor.
4-point lead, Virginia. Johnson calling for it in the post. Tries to spin to the baseline. He does and lays it in.
Well, that double team by it has been spectacular.
Barry locks it up. Johnson, no. Johnson again. Do you know now how far up that would move them in your mind?
I think that would be enough at this point for Michigan. And again, nothing happens in a vacuum, right? Every other bubble team is also playing, or at least many of them are, so there aren't many absolutes in this endeavor. But I do think that would be enough for Michigan to beat Indiana and Purdue.
If you don't bump that cutter, Brice Johnson has incredible springs in his legs, and he dunks that ball on the way up.
You know, and he can also knock down.
North Carolina going to its box sets.
August playing with 3 fouls. Johnson, turnaround jumper over him.
See
how he makes that look easy.
One, and then to come into this tournament and dispatch Pittsburgh in rather easy fashion, or at least they made it look easy, and then making it look even easier to dispatch the 4th seed. Wow.
Inside Brice Johnson, and an easy bucket for Brice. First slice to the basket, and the lead back to 3 for Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, North Carolina made one of its first 7 shots. The Heels have hit their last 3. Johnson, a nifty move along the baseline. First turnover of the game for James Robinson. To go with 3 assists. Theo Pinson exploded toward the bucket and found Johnson.
There are a lot of ways just getting the cat to get to what you want.
Underway, second half. Joel Berry was great in the first half with a nice pass into Brice Johnson. Justin Jackson, no. Brice Johnson, where he points for North Carolina. Robinson turned it over again. Joel Berry out to Brice Johnson. That red arc lights up when someone attempts a 3, and it stays lit for a couple of seconds when the field goal's good. Berry looked like he took a hit. Under 4 minutes to go. Brice Johnson. Their scoring average more than that 8 points from a year ago. Grayson Allen's on pace to have the biggest improvement one year to the next in the history of the ACC in scoring.
It's a relentless competitor, Grayson Allen.
We'll see him in our next game. Duke and Notre Dame warming up. This one was close with 10.5 minutes to go. Carolina led by only 2, but since then they pulled away. Brice Johnson.
Barry with a floater short, followed by Johnson. Day for Michigan State. I think he had 27 points and 13 assists in a win over Ohio State.
Yeah, but he only had 4 rebounds.
kind of different. The year of the senior to a certain extent this year. All kinds of Wooden Award candidates are seniors, including Brice Johnson here. Brice Johnson right there.
Well, he dunked that
good teams and two teams who don't like each other one bit.
We'll get a chance maybe to see A.J. English, and yet another offense and can make that little short jumper where it says ACC right below the free throw line. And Kennedy Meeks can work the baseline. There it is. That area is wide open.
He'll get the shot off and convert easily.
Score, isn't he? He can not only shoot it, he can drive it, and he's an underrated passer.
2-point game.
That middle is open, and North Carolina's just got to have the fortitude to make those shots.
Baseline jumper there for Johnson. Carolina shooting just 23% in the second half, 7 for 30.
They've shot an awful lot of jump shots in both halves, where that's where they've got the advantage right there. You get the ball into that middle, you're going to get whatever.
How emotional he is on senior day. Talked quite emotionally about Joel James, a young man who came from very tough circumstances in South Florida, one of 11 children. And he has become a student leader on campus here in Chapel Hill. Brice Johnson, according to Roy Williams, we chatted this morning, terrific student, great person. Brice Johnson there. Benajay, Richardson with the ball now, and Roberson starting the half for Jim Boeheim. Richardson too strong. Page the push. Carolina looks to run. Beautiful ball movement to Brice Johnson. In college, 21 in their home loss against Pittsburgh. 2 misses by Johnson. It's run down in the corner by Berry. Tough pass to Page. Found Hicks. Looked like a disaster waiting to happen. And instead it's a lay-in. And Howard playing more minutes than usual tonight. Looked fatigued. Looked like they might be fading away. And now it's a 3-point game. Carolina 14-1 here at home this year, and the only loss, that 1-point loss to Duke a couple of weeks ago. Johnson. Berry 4-3, way off, tapped out by Hicks. Johnson dropped it in.
Like best about Brogdon.
I think Brogdon's the player of the year in the ACC. He's physical, he's tough, he can score it, and he's got great leadership and character. This team feeds off of his energy and his personality.
Wow, that was an unbelievable play. It was tipped twice, and once was a goal. Looks like it was off of Pinson. Mariel Shayok is into the game for Virginia, number 4. Turnaround jump hook for Johnson.
Now and he had the ball in his hands a lot last year when Joel Berry was injured. Berry was coming off the bench most of the time, but he's capable of better.
How about Brice Johnson? You want to talk about making a quick decision.
And Brice Johnson just late getting out to Isaiah Wilkins, who not only can make that shot, but has the capacity to shot fake and drive on a closeout.
Turnaround Brice Johnson is good, and he's got 8.
So you let Parentes turn the ball over in this one.
Jackson. Johnson with the offensive rebound, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, he just
Roy Williams got to be beside himself. You cannot give anybody 4 opportunities. Eventually, they're going to score. Wow. And Roy Williams already has 2 subs at the table. He is not happy.
Loose, and no one there to scratch him. Johnson with a beautiful jump hook on 26-19. Barber back on the floor for North Carolina State.
He's been very hot, but they've got to get better ball movement. They've got to get more people involved.
Alley-oop, thing of beauty. Well done and a reversal.
Time left on the shot clock. They know it. You don't have to worry about the drive. You just get out there and contest that jump shot.
Jackson being checked by Cody Martin. Giving it up to Page. Johnson, passed on you. Beautiful move.
A lot of energy from North Carolina.
For 3. Johnson! What an athletic maneuver by... Meeks not there. Oh, a human pogo. There's no help after Anya and Abu get into foul difficulty. There's just no front line depth. Oh, what they give for Lacey to be back. That surprised them, and of course the Henderson injury early. Johnson, beautiful interior.
Off the rails.
Abu in traffic. Not there, and again, strong defensive sequence there for the Carolina post. Johnson right where he wants it. Johnson rejected by Freeman, goes back up again. Tough.
For Angel Rodriguez, came over from Kansas State. He's been a winner and a talented lead guard for this Hurricanes program.
Makes big shots, even if he's down during a basketball game. That tip against Pitt.
Johnson, monster numbers against Duke. Hit the rim off the previous shot, and North Carolina came away with it. Off the miss. Oh, Brice Johnson gives up his dribble. Inside, Hicks. Upstairs, Brice Johnson. It's 23-18. Open look. Berry. Rims out. Nice rebound. Oh, the snatch inside. With that mental struggle.
Mind-boggling. Nice help again. Well, they've been great around the rim. Nice run out here. Nice look.
The senior from Madrid.
Too deep. Too deep.
And another finish for Brice Johnson.
Nice little look there.
Palmer tries to go behind the back. Pinson nearly had it, and Jackson comes away with it. Long strides down the middle. Johnson with a finish.
Rim to rim to get that second shot, and Duke's going to try to run.
Page, no. Johnson, yes!
40 minutes. Bringing in Isaiah Hicks off the bench is a more physical and more athletic big guy that can really score efficiently. He's a difficult matchup for Duke.
Keep an eye on the ball handling of Pinson. Last 5 games, 25 assists, 5 turnovers. Johnson with the up and under. Sweet post feed from Page.
He needs to post him.
They got matchup problems all over the place right now, Duke does. Can Carolina take advantage? Berry. Misses the 3. Johnson with a putback and a foul. 15 feet away and spinning into a layup.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski just looking for matchups that he can take advantage of.
Johnson sneaks underneath the basket, and he's... Jones, no. Johnson, rebound number 6.
Jones is hurt.
Matt Jones still down on the court behind the play. Johnson the slam, and now they'll stop play. 8 already for Plumlee. Duke still in the 2-3 zone. Jackson. Just 24% from beyond the arc, but as you said, sometimes their best play is Bernard from the baseline. Not there, then the rebound for May.
Excellent block out by Luke May.
Britt. Johnson again. 16 for Brice Johnson. Now with 10.
You know, while North Carolina has scored easily, they've scored easily in transition, they've been all over the offensive glass. They are giving up a lot of easy baskets. It's not just Duke knocking down perimeter shots. They've gotten to the rim as well. North Carolina's going to have to tighten up their defense at home.
Johnson over Plumlee. He's just got a knack for putting the ball in the basket. He's got 18.
They've moved it from one side to another, and they get a wide open 3 to start from Thornton.
And it's a 1-point game here early in the second half.
Well, how much has this Duke team toughened up in the last month?
Another bucket for Johnson. He's got 20.
Solid job defensively by Brice Johnson to stay in front.
Johnson gets free of Plumlee and slams home 2 more. Right foot to get there. He did not put any weight at all on that left ankle. Floater by Berry, no. Tip by Johnson, yes.
Well, Johnson got it with that right free throw tonight by Allen. And North Carolina's going against a freshman in Chase Jude that's not played a ton of minutes. And I think they've got to go after Duke inside and make Chase Jeter guard.
Rip. Johnson for 2 more.
Well, what a drive by
here down the stretch.
Well, Duke is basically running an NBA offense. They're just going at whatever matchup they think they can exploit.
6 straight points for Duke. Jackson. Johnson. has been playing really well defensively as of late. Well, I tell you, Brice Johnson is virtually unstoppable.
Tough shot by the Panthers, and the North Carolina defense right at the moment is dictating the pace of this game.
Carolina has hit its last 4 shots. Last 5 shots. Johnson. Down the lane, tough shot, can't finish it. Brice Johnson ahead to Jackson. Pitt did a nice job getting back defensively. Jackson's feeling it. He wants another one. Nice pass. How about that to Brice Johnson? Jackson. Chris Jones now has 8 points, and it makes it a 10-point game. Jackson with a great look underneath to Johnson, and he's fouled.
But once again, great. He's really struggled. He's been in foul trouble. He's only played a total of 13 minutes in the game so far. He's only made 1 field goal.
Theo Messi gets it back. Finds Johnson at the free throw line, and he buries it.
Tim, and another great example. Now, Tim, one of the things that we thought North Carolina was going to be concerned about was offensive rebounds. Pitt, an excellent offensive rebounding team, and in fact, the Panthers have secured 16 offensive rebounds, but they've only been able to convert those rebounds into 7 points.
Inside to Johnson, and he finishes nicely.
That's a good catch in traffic.
With that lead that they have, Pitt comes away without any points again.
Another very difficult shot opportunity for the Pitt Panthers.
Johnson shoots quickly in the shot clock this time and scores. Great looking shot.
But Tim, how efficient is North Carolina been? They have scored 26 field goals, and they have 23 assists.
The alley-oop.
Make it 24.
To Johnson. Wow.
That's now 17 offensive rebounds for the Pitt Panthers. But again, they've converted those 17 into 9 points. And that little issue just hasn't really affected this well-oiled Tar Heel machine today.
That was Ryan Luther with that tip, and he's a good-looking young player. He's just a sophomore. Johnson gets 2 more.
He's got 7, and it's 15-9 BC.
And Eli Carter really getting off to an aggressive start early in this game.
Johnson right over Turner.
And this is the type of effort that the fans here have wanted to see from Dennis Clifford, and he is bringing it here early in this game. But you can never relax. You know, doesn't want to continue to foul. So if they're going to let him go, it's going to have to be some type of resistance to keep him from getting all the way to the rim for easy layups.
See how the Tar Heels have warmed up after their start. Johnson, that's unstoppable when
an offensive end.
Turner trying to go back door. That was a tough pass to try to pull off. Knocked away by North Carolina. Page, pass Barnes-Tompkins, right to Brice Johnson for a slam.
To win 350 at 2 D1 schools, and we're underway. Roger Ayers tosses it up, and North Carolina takes the opening tip.
Well, and Notre Dame starts off in man-to-man. Steve Vastoria, the best defender for this Fighting Irish team on Marcus Page to start. He is 6'5", and an excellent defender.
Brice Johnson over the top of Bonzie Colson for the first bucket.
Well, Bonzie Colson is, if they can't understand what you're saying, can't call a T. 2-3 zone now for Notre Dame. They're going to be switching defenses throughout the game. I think this is a good idea to try to pack the paint and make North Carolina prove it over the top.
Getting to the high post, Johnson spinning and kissing it off the window nicely, and Brice has a couple of early buckets.
Message that they are a really good basketball team and capable of a deep run in the NCAA tournament that, you know, their administration basically took away from them.
And investigation will continue, so we don't know if that will be the end of the sanctions for Louisville. Bonzie Colson had the 1 bucket. Brice Johnson couldn't get the flop call. Bonzie
from the basket didn't go straight up, and those shots are even more difficult than your standard catch and shoot under pressure.
Brice Johnson puts it up nice and soft. Soft rims in evidence there is North Carolina's. Beecham's had a terrific second half. Irish back on top for the second time here in the second half. Colson leaning on Isaiah Hicks.
Johnson's got to get the ball. That pass was late.
Brice Johnson back in 14, 18 consecutive free throws.
And they've shot 26 of them.
Brice Johnson rolling to the basket.
Just a poor head.
And here comes the matchup zone from Louisville. And remember, this is a young team. The two graduate transfers new to the program, obviously, and some other pieces with all of that Louisville graduated a year ago. Sean, there's a lot of young players for Louisville.
Now, they returned only 17% of their scoring from last year. Brice Johnson, the soft touch for the first Tar Heel.
It's amazing how much easier shots come when the ball enters the painted area and then kicks out to a shooter.
Brice Johnson from the free throw line. He's had a quiet night. Lewis blocked by Marcus Page. Nate Britt on the board again for North Carolina. Chance to tie or take the lead. Johnson fouled. And a chance for a three-point play. 7 for Louisville with under 6 minutes to go. Page with the much taller Spalding out contesting. Brice Johnson.
And Turner, the freshman, having to step it up, knowing Jerome Robinson won't be a part of it, and he's doing his part in giving them that perimeter offense.
Over the top, and we've seen that so many times already. In the paint, he just cleaned that up.
He must have heard us, and therefore made sure he paid special attention to that and did a great job getting that into the rim quick before Brice Johnson really could get a chance to block.
North Carolina, by the way, #1 in the USA among the major conferences in points in the paint at 42 per game. And on target, Brice for the Tar Heels. Berry with that head always up. Johnson inside the three-point line and knocks down a 17-foot. So he knocks down the three. 51-37. Crowd getting a little bit restless here, Carolina.
Well, they don't like the fact that their team is not really scoring very well on the offensive end of the floor. And then Joe Berry actually just exited the building, headed back to the locker room. So they'll have to keep an eye out to see what's going on there as Nate Britt's about to check in the game.
Nicely done on the window there, Bo. Down the lane. Boy, he's got a lot to handle here.
He has, and that's too easy of a basket for him. If you're North Carolina defensively, you can't allow him to get those easy looks.
Brice Johnson flying down
when he goes to the basket.
Clifford grabs the rebound. Knocked away, and Carolina wants to run. Can Jackson get to it? He does on the baseline. He finds his man Johnson for 2, and he'll be at the
Playing the three-pointers good for Bibbs.
Buzz Williams does a great job of drawing up sets out of timeouts, and there got their best shooter, Justin Bibbs, an open look for 3.
Theo Pinson checking in for North Carolina, #1 in blue. Back to a three-point game. Page with 5 early points. Johnson baseline, that's his shot. He's developed.
To how great college basketball has been. You may say there are no great teams, but so many quality teams in college basketball. And I rank North Carolina.
Bound inside.
Well, it's one and done for Virginia Tech. Even the good looks that they're able to get, unable to finish. And when you Virginia Tech doing a better job in transition, but they're losing sight of Marcus Page, who is up with confidence, able to knock down on top of the key three-point shot, which is a huge key for these Hokies, finding someone else on the offensive end to contribute.
Page inside, a great dish at the buzzer.
Shots.
Johnson a miss, Meeks rejected, Johnson gets it back and converts. For Virginia Tech, 61-59. Page inside, Johnson, and a big response for North Henry. Leday against Johnson. with a bounce. Brice Johnson.
Rebound pulled down by Joel Berry. The hit ahead to Johnson. There's and some perfect symmetry up there. I'm partial to the 18 Final Four banners. Brice Johnson. He keeps playing like this. It might be a 19.
Doesn't shoot the three like the 2019 did. Stolen away. Nice pass.
Johnson.
Be the first team since '89 to be a #1 and #2. Last one to do it, Roy Williams, Kansas.
Great hustle into the backcourt by Brent.
He beat LSU with Shaquille O'Neal, and he beat UNLV as #1.
That's a very determined move right there. 12:20 to go here at Chapel Hill.
He's going to want the ball, guys. He was going to want the ball. He's a little more active, moving it out than he was early in the game. He wants the ball.
And gets two on cue.
Has brought the A game.
Well, Syracuse trying to isolate Kennedy Meeks and make him guard one-on-one. They'll try to put him in ball screen situations. Same with Brice Johnson.
Over the top, Johnson with a slam.
I don't think you understand the healing power of the air.
I'm a little fuzzy. Judging by the look Roy Williams had on his face when he was telling us the story, or when he was there for the story, he may not understand the healing powers of the air either.
Averaged 11 over his last 3 games. Last 3 games, he's only 9 of 25 from the field. If they can get Vinage going, that would really help this Syracuse offense.
Johnson knocks down a tough contest at the end of the half. Vinage turns it over. Johnson with 2 seconds. Lays it in time.
Why didn't they?
Down now. Cooney with another 3.
Again, that wide 10. When he catches it, he is ready to fire.
4th 3 of the game for Trevor Cooney. Page into the lane, tries to drop it off, has to run it down, got it back. And Johnson with...
Just got a knack for scoring, I think.
2-point game, 4.5 to go. Here with the Carrier Dome. To shoot. Johnson from the baseline, got it.
Those are so.
And then at Louisville.
Well, Wake Forest, Devin Thomas averaging a double-double for Danny Manning. Now Cody Miller-McIntyre back healthy, so they're getting their full complement of players as well. I agree with you. I think the middle and bottom of the ACC has really improved.
Not a lot of easy games. Johnson with the leg.
Until Chris Kubicek joined the program this year. He's 7'4", and Brice Johnson. Hayes stopped just inside the free throw line. Was given an angle to shoot, so he took the shot and missed it. Underneath, Brice Johnson right down the lane. Marcus Page got off to a quick start. He's done very little lately. Bojanowski blocked his drive. Britt missed a three. And the second time's a choke. He's now scored 13 points in the last 2-12. And it's a 2-point game as we approach halftime. North Carolina had a 14-point lead earlier in this first half. Theo Pinson underneath. Johnson dunks. Bacon stumbled and scored without traveling. And it's a 2-point game in the first minute of the second half. Into Johnson again. Not sure he ever had a point play for Bacon that made it a 2-point game again. Boy, good catch in traffic by Brice Johnson. And he scored.
Let's test Kumajay's ability to handle Brice's athleticism.
Five minutes gone by, second half. Great start to Big Monday this college basketball season. Sean McDonough Dorisburg from the Tucker Center in Tallahassee, Florida. 7 to shoot for Carolina. Good ball control by Britt. And the dump down.
Some hope with Kristaps Porzingis, an outstanding rookie year.
Yeah. Which might have been the most crude pick in the history of the draft when it was made. Big Monday continues with number 1 Kansas, number 2 Oklahoma. As soon as we're finished here in the capital of Florida, Florida State did a good job of getting back on defense. Jackson bouncing to the bucket. The high arcing shot over the 7'5" Kumajay. Back and score. Brice Johnson banks one home.
It's been the consistency of Beasley that you've really come to count on.
Both on the bench, probably not for long. They started the night tied for the scoring lead for the most of the year, both at 17.2 points per game. Johnson! There for Brandon, the senior from Greensboro, North Carolina. Versatile player who started at every position but center in his career at Florida State.
And now he draws the assignment of Johnson on the pick and roll loose switch.
Page, beautiful play.
Center and all of the jerseys that had.
Here he comes again. Wow!
Pinned Lammers behind him, went to the basket. Lammers grabbed him.
Turnaround by Johnson. Page pushes it left side, kicks it back. This is 3. And the follow.
Justin Jackson, and that's a hard matchup. Jackson's got about 6 inches on him.
That's his first. Transfer from Virginia Tech. Inside, Johnson bang, put it away. Followed by Johnson. They've reeled him in. Now let's see if they can take the lead. Britt on the baseline. That outside shot for the big fella. Good follow right there by Brice.
Blossom game squares up but misses. He's really worked on his perimeter shot. Britt, oh, what a pass! And Johnson won't miss it.
Bonus land this year, Coach. Big plus for UNCG if Francisco Alonso can hit those threes. Brice Johnson back in and back to work. Good turnaround. Back to 11. I like him. If his confidence gets up, 6 points now, 2 threes. UNCG could hang in there with these guys if this guy's making threes, Francisco Alonso. Oh, brilliant pass to Johnson in traffic. Very kind of that. Very kind indeed. I thought he was too deep for that thing to go down for him. Jump hook from like 10, 11 feet. Johnson, little hook shot, and the fist bump.
11 rebounds. 8 points for points.
And you just wonder why Justin Jackson's not following the scouting report. In other words, when Alonzo has it, chase him off the three-point line.
Down low, the finish for Johnson.
Sometimes they go, it's my turn. No, it's not your turn if you should kick it or hit the roll guy. And boy, Marcus Page, wonderful job at that.
Jackson. Dave Baldwin, the junior from Greensboro.
Well, he's a tough kid right there. I mean, rebounds the ball from the point guard position. And not a lot of coaches want their point guard rebounding offensively.
Nice shot.
To attack that blue part of the floor to create some opportunities, if not directed to the rim, to the pitch, to the weak side.
Now Brice Johnson tipping the inbounds pass and stolen away by the Tar Heels. Up top here for James. Was Carolina going without Kennedy Meeks, the 6'10 forward. He's out right now with a bone bruise in his left knee. They hope to get him back at the top of ACC play. And that's beautifully done by Brice. 9 for the season. To pull up pop by Eves, but that one clangs away.
Tough shot there.
They're going to need him to be scalding hot tonight to have any chance. Down low, Johnson, and a too easy
position there on Brice Johnson. Too late. Beautiful pass over the top. No ball pressure. Easy possession there for Brice Johnson.
And there's Johnson again. The stuff off the great.
And coming in the front court, you have to be aware North Carolina will run and jump you. That was beautifully executed defensively by them. Appalachian State has to be more alert. Nice pass.
Oh, there's Brice Johnson again. He's not going to miss.
Body movement away from the ball.
Brice Johnson approaching a record inside again, and that's 16 in a row.
Balance to that Appalachian State offense, and he's done that here early.
Page trying to return the favor, not there. Johnson right back up for a big man's rebound.
Shot over Brice Johnson's length. His length bothered that one.
So Justin Jackson will set things up here. James on the high post. Johnson again, and they are determined to go back into him, and there's the result. Hooks it up for two. He's got some inside game.
It's really pretty. I don't think they look for him enough. Got to get him more involved in the offense to give them some balance between their perimeter play and their interior play.
Jackson bouncing for Berry. Back inside to the man who's dominated early on. They've had no answer for Brice Johnson.
Brice Johnson has had a touch.
He collects his own rebound. Rebounded again, and now into Johnson, who usually doesn't miss in there.
He's played only 4 minutes. Consistency, such a part of his season so far. And off to a slow start here. He had 27 in the win over Tulane the other night.
And this is what you do. You can't let him in here. A tough shot. They really contested. He's very lucky to be checking something like that.
Quick. Nope.
Look at this rebound.
Oh, the rejection. Now Parker muscles his way in and loses it.
Hits it up big.
9 turnovers for UCLA.
And they're down the floor late.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the
joins Welsh on the bench. Olashinsky's back on. 11 turnovers.
Look at this lob using the size, the lead. Olashinsky with the finish. Oldford with the beauty.
So UCLA back after the momentary tie.
What's the hook?
Johnson.
Boy, strength.
11. Alford quick. In and out.
Great check out.
Here they come.
On the dark shirts. Nice look. I love the way he gives it up. Oh. That set. Now they're going to test Welsh. He can make that. That's his little step back jumper.
Rebound.
Clean up.
Johnson. Worked together for a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we sure did, and it was a great treat. I'm enjoying you guys, so if you need any help, I'm here to offer the assist.
Appreciate it. There's an assist. Puts it in the hands of Page.
Always looking. Look at him peeking, peering.
He could have today, and there's a inbound play for Tony Parker.
And look at Brice right at the rim. That puts Parker in a disadvantage already.
There you are.
I mean, that's
there you are.
Go get it. Getting close to that point.
North Carolina trailed by 11 at one point in the first half, and now up 15. There's Johnson again. That's 10.
Just as 2 on that one.
Well, I am told by Roy Williams that you emceed the banquet for the first annual Dean Smith Award that went to John Thompson, right?
Yes.
And he said that the attendees, here's another one.
Tulane 6-4 coming off the win on Monday night over Prairie View. Nice dump down look from Barry. Morgan, a transfer from LSU.
Bob, you can see how hesitant Tulane is. Very uncomfortable in the half court.
Page hasn't had a lot of touches, Alfonso.
Yeah, it's early. The fact that Tulane is looking to go inside early to test the bigs to see if they can get in foul trouble. Brice Johnson has been in foul trouble a few times. Nice.
Oh, Miss Jefferson, they don't know how long he'll be out.
They are able to be able to go to their bench and get some quality play, but as a
Blake Paul has checked in for Tulane. Malik Morgan with the contested three. And here come the Tar Heels the other way. It is Barry. Leaves for Pinson. Baseline Johnson. There's space.
Minutes that he gets.
He dunked it with one hand and then used the other hand to put his glasses back on his nose. Hicks down inside. Johnson for two more. Maybe. One theory is that Bo really wanted to retire after last season, but did not think that guard would get the job. And by doing it the way he did, oh my God.
Out and take advantage of the athletic wings to attack the rim. I'd like to see more of that from Tulane. There's plenty of time to get back in this game.
Brice will miss most with him out of the lineup.
Well, Kennedy gives you that huge body who can get you some buckets on the low post. He's an excellent rebounder.
The turnaround move by Malik Morgan.
Morgan's been a little quiet tonight. I thought he would be that next guy to kind of step up and give them some explosive offense to complement Lewis Dabney. If that has not been the case, that's
good look. Morgan. Well, Morgan looks like he's very talented, but he really looks like a one-on-one guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, with their spacing, those opportunities to be there. We just need them to be a little bit more aggressive.
And with that jump,
Joel Barry, arguably the most improved player Carolina has from a year ago. He got a ton of minutes, still leading the team in minutes. Played a ton before Page came back from his injury. Now Brice Johnson over Ridley, and you said it when we saw him last week against Maryland. He's just got a knack for putting. And Connor Lammert, who missed a couple of threes in the first half, then passed up a couple of open shots, takes one here early in the second half, but still can't find the range. Johnson one-on-one with Lammert. Banks it home. But Johnson did not the shoot-around today. He'll make 2 or 3 threes in a row, and then you'll see that. He is still inconsistent as a shooter.
Yeah, he'll figure that out. He doesn't really know how to play quite yet, but he's learning.
Johnson, how good is he at leaning in with that left shoulder, just inching his way toward about 2.5 feet into the air, saying exactly what you said.
Well, he took that off the backboard.
Johnson with a lay-in at the other end.
Well, what a time. And that's made him give the ball up.
It'll start with Barry. Now to Page. Page on the baseline, whips it underneath, and Johnson ties the game.
Well, what a nice.
So Davidson wants to push the basketball, make or miss. They're going to race the ball down the floor. They're trying to get some transition baskets, so Carolina's defense isn't able to set up. Have to do a better job of finding open man.
How about that? Big to big. Matt Gibbs came in shooting 38% from downtown.
With the best opportunity to get a three-point shot is on an offensive rebound. Give that guy a lot of credit. He was in the crowd. He kicked it out for the open shot, but on the defensive A-10. First team selection in the preseason.
And you saw the line of what he did against Charlotte, 41 points. He hit his first 14 shots, 6 of 6 from 3. He did it in front of Steph Curry.
He had a 35-point game earlier this year against UCF as well. He's one of the premier guards in the country on the nation.
Johnson. Boy, Brice Johnson came to play tonight. Curry.
The three-point shot is the great equalizer, and we understand this Davidson team can get hot in a hurry. They have 2 guys, in Gibbs and Sullivan, that are proficient at scoring the ball.
But they have no answer. With Brice Johnson
within 1.
There's the big guy, the transfer from Georgia Tech, taking it all the way to the rim. That's where a guard's got to jump in front, make it more difficult.
Turgeon's got a lot of big bodies he can rotate in that front court. Turnaround, Brice Johnson, count it.
This size all the time. That's something he's getting used to after coming in from high school.
Pinson, the lob for Johnson.
With this kind of intensity, it's so hard to guard their actions.
Yet another Maryland turnover. Numbers for Carolina. Give and go. Page back to Johnson.
How about that pass by Lehman? Marcus Page all the way down into the lane.
And then classic catch. They trade threes at both ends of the court.
Well, there's that pick and pop ability you see from Robert Carter.
Over the top, Jackson.
But Suleiman put North Carolina in a position to foul.
And it is tied again as we have passed the midway point of the second half. 67-67 with better than 9 minutes to go.
Suleiman back on Page. Puts a little size on him.
Trimble on Barry. Open is Johnson. 10-foot jumper is good. That is the 19th turnover committed by Maryland in this game, but because they're shooting over 60%, they're still in it.
The much tougher team right now is Kansas State, and it ain't close.
Jackson to Johnson. Yes. Look out to midcourt to Barry. He goes right at Hurd. Can't lay it in. Brice Johnson with the follow. DJ Lumpkin.
Oh, man. Ola at the top of the key at Lumpkin. I think he surprised Carolina right there. Northwestern guys aren't supposed to do that. This is a good Northwestern team. Really good. If Vic Law hadn't gotten hurt, they're 6'6" sophomore.
There's a good player, though. Brice.
Bobby, he is so good. Country doesn't know about Brian McIntosh. Big Ten does, though. Not a great shooter coming to college, but he can make shots. He makes floaters, and now he's really worked on his 57% three-point shooter now.
Johnson does it again.
Only lost, at Clemson.
It's hit, follow inside. Good. The first three for Northwestern. Long jumper won't go for Joel Berry. Jackson keeps it alive.
I think it does. I think it does not reward good defensive effort.
Matthew Pegram, big 6'11" freshman from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, gets an early nod off the Wofford bench to replace Gordon. Brice Johnson over the top of C.J. Newman. 19 years old. Three-pointer rims off for Collins. Tar Heels looking to run. Secondary break, a staple, and a lob for Brice Johnson. And you thought 2 is good.
And that was a good rescreen by Newman. After the initial one, he readjusted and it gave Garcia the shot going to his right hand.
Here's Jackson. Down low, Johnson again.
You know, that's giving away just too many easy baskets. But they've done a much better job keeping them off the glass.
Jackson. Johnson. Zip it back out here to Barry. Meeks. Too strong. Johnson the cleanups. It's done. It's been to double figures 3 or 4 times tonight. And each time the Terriers have found a way to chop into it. Brice Johnson from behind. Oh, soft touch by the freshman. He's got 10 tonight, G-Man.
Yeah, you can live with him as a 2-point shooter, though. You can live with most of this roster as 2-point shooters.
Here's Brent. Inside, Brice Johnson.
And that's why Fairfield is in a close game in North Carolina.
Meeks doesn't get it to go. Johnson on the backside.
Nice shot fake.
Nelson, the reverse. Nothing to show for it, but that was a pretty move by Tyler Nelson. 10 for rebound for Meeks. Oh, and the flush on the...
I like it when he's mixing threes and drives.
Meeks gets it across for... Probably end up with a couple more. That baseline shot doesn't go for Millen. North Carolina pushing that tempo again.
Kennedy Meeks is open down there. Get it to him.
Well, Britt was almost not ready for that pass from Barry. He is now.
Nice.
Nice pass. Jackson to Johnson.
It gets the layup to go. 996 points for Quentin DeCozy. Brice Johnson, boy, great position. He got deep.
Very well, and he's the guy that I felt was going to benefit the most by Marcus Page being out. And he's the guy with the most upside. He played okay last year, but now he's a sophomore, and guys make that big jump between.
And tore his ACL on his right knee. You see the brace he's wearing now, and Temple's really gone cold from the free throw line.
Yeah, the free throw shooting has really been, they've struggled.
By the way, you saw Joel Berry getting his finger taped, his hand taped a moment ago. It's just a cut, so they're just sealing it off. He's fine. Brice Johnson along the baseline. Sits down during practice, but he has a chair sitting there just in case he needs to sit down. Johnson missed the second free throw, but gets the rebound.
And I have to say, I think this team is taking control of their own destiny here tonight.
Absolutely. And I think all the coaches have echoed those same sentiments. Here's Johnson down low. Baseline jumper is good. 7 counting to play. Barry up top. His jumper no good. Johnson with the slam. There's the